Assalamualaikum everyone. So today we would like to present our movie critic, which our movie will be Joker 2019. So my teammate, myself, Shazmi Arif bin Abdul Aziz and Muhammad Nufakri. Okay, so we proceed to the synopsis.
Okay, as for the synopsis, Arthur Fleck is a mentally ill loner with aspiration to become a world-famous stand-up comedian. The film opens with Arthur at his day job as a high clown. Fleck is a struggling clown who is terrorized daily on the street while trying to do his job as a sign holder. He struggles to make a living because he has to take care of his sick mother and has trouble holding on to the low-paying job he has. Arthur wears two masks which he paints for his daily job as a clown, and the guys he projects in a futile attempt to feel like he's part of the world around him. Isolated, bullied, and disregarded by society, Fred begins a slow descent into madness as he transforms into the criminal mastermind known as the Joker. We look at the video first.
It is certainly tense. People are upset. They're struggling, looking for work. These are tough times. How about you? Have you been keeping up with your journal? Yes, ma'am. Great. Did you bring it with you? Arthur, last time I asked you to bring your journal with you for these appointments.
As for the analysis of this incident, during counseling session, Arthur was smoking in front of his counselor. It showed that he showed the unethical behavior because they were in the building and it's not um, good to do like that. For the theory, it will make the counselor feel suffocated because of the smoke. Arthur ought to be respectful towards his counselor when she is giving her advice about his mental illness. The effect for this uncaring behavior will make the counselor uncomfortable because of the surrounding that filled with smoke. This will make day too hard to breathe. Next recommendation: Arthur should have smoked at the outside of the office before entering the counseling session. Okay, next we go to the critical incident 2, which is inappropriate behavior.
What's up, ladies? Hey, Randall, what's up? Another day in Chuckletown.
Okay, for the analysis of the video, Arthur's co-worker Randall his way to the wardrobe area, greeting his man co-worker as a lady. It showed that Randall not show some respect to them and it feel like he insult them. Okay, for the theory, it showed that Randall is not showing respect to his coworker even though he might think it as a joke. Therefore, it showed that Randall are lack of group communication skills since he cannot address people nicely. The effect for this behavior, it is important to show respect toward our coworkers since it will cause a harmony environment and avoid dissatisfaction among coworkers. Also, this behavior will create a tension moment between them. Okay, for the recommendation, Randall need to have some respect on people, especially in the workplace. He can greet his coworker in any proper ways, or else he can simply as hi or hello, since it is the most common greeting used in everyday communication. Next, for the critical incident 3, disrespectful behavior.
Hello, Hoyt. Gary said you wanted to see me.
For analysis of the scene, Arthur is making his way to the boss office. However, he is not knocking on the door and entering the office straight away and talking to the boss even though he is busy doing his job. His action can be considered as rude. For the theory, it shows that Arthur is disrespectful toward his boss and lack of manners. Knocking the door before entering any room or house is a common manner where it should be practiced, especially in the workplace, because sometimes we don't want to disrupt our disrupt anyone who was doing their job. For the effect, Arthur's action may be considered as disrespectful and lack of manners, since it may cause the boss stuck or even uncomfortable. For the recommendation, Arthur need to practice workplace manner, especially when confronting to the superior, because they is someone who are giving a pay to our job. Okay, next I will pass to Jazmel.
For your act. Didn't you hear what happened on the subway? Some clown got killed.
He's aware of that. He's aware of that. Yeah.
No, I hadn't heard.
Yeah.
You see, this is what I'm telling you. The audience is going to go crazy if you put this guy on. I mean, maybe for a bit, but not a whole segment.
Gee, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. Look at her go with it.
Thank you, Murray.
Couple of rules though. No cursing, no off-color material. We do a clean show.
Okay, as for critical incident 4, which is sarcasm. So based on the analysis, when Jim and Mr. Murray came to Arthur, Jim said to the author that some clown get killed at the subway, where Arthur claimed that his clown face as part of his act. Okay, we can tell that Arthur quite excited to explain to them for what he prepared for his act. So as a theory, his word maybe offended Arthur and break his heart. He's also basically being rude and not show some respect to other. Okay, so we can clearly see that this action was very rude and not necessarily to act in front of someone. As an effect, Arthur may be triggered and tend to pay a revenge where obviously Arthur non has a mental issues which will lead to something unexpected or maybe something that extreme and out of control. So as a recommendation, Jim should use a proper word and should be nicely to talk to Arthur.
Knock, knock. And you had to look that up? Want to get it right? Knock, knock. Who's there? It's the police, ma'am. Your son's been hit by a drunk driver.
Okay, for critical incident 5, which is interruption in talk. So in this scene, we can see that when Arthur just about to start talking about what he's reading in his book, suddenly Mr. Murray interrupt his speech with some funny jokes and make everyone laugh. So basically we can see here that Mr. Murray shows an inappropriate action which not show some respect to Arthur as a guest. So as an effect, Arthur obviously will be speechless and ashamed, just like he being done as a joke and got no respect from everyone at that time. And for sure, anger in his soul will be more wilder towards everything that has happened to him. And for the theory, he might kill everyone. He might kill every single one that laughing to him as they make joke of him while he trying to be serious and shows and we're very excited to being on the show. So as a recommendation, instead of interrupting his speech, Mr. Murray should listen silently and show some respect to him as a guest and be on a show that been watched by many people, so that everything that have been planned uh, doing well.
Hey, listen, man, I'm just an administrative assistant, like a clerk. All I do is file paperwork. I don't know what to tell you, but you should see somebody. They got programs, city services, stuff like that.
Okay, for critical incidency, which is empathy, um, the analysis is author said to the clerk that he found out that it is difficult to being happy all the time. He also mentioned that he had too much until he don't even care anymore about happiness again. And next, the clerk try to be nice and talk to him that he don't know to advise him, but suggest for someone that can help. He show an empathy which able to relate what other voice out. Okay, as in the theory, uh, other men find out that the clerk trying to be nice and able to relate what he expressed, and being concerned about what he had through. Author also may find that the clerk as a good listener and not being judgmental towards what have done to him, as he obviously had a mental issue, and as an effect, uh, maybe the advice from the clerk may trigger author to seek for an help, or get a counseling where he can express everything that has been stuck in his heart and mind for a very long time. And as a recommendation, the clerk should approach more deeper towards other feelings, which who knows that maybe he will help author to release and share more about her hurtful feelings. Lastly, as a conclusion, based on all the critical incidents, we can tell that common sense are much needed when you communicate with other people. Um, okay, common sense not should be applied only on communication, but for our daily basis, where we want to apply something or doing something, of course we need have common sense, right? And show some respect is also most important matter when you deal or communicate with someone, as it will give huge impact to everybody, obviously. Okay, next, your behavior also will determine what people impression towards you, maybe either you being nice or being bad towards anyone. And communication is the most crucial matter at this will define the success of relationship. So imagine if a communication fail to be applied. Of course, nothing that can be achieved throughout at the end of the day. That's all. Thank you from us.